I want to show you guys how to make this cool Mewtwo home screen layout. Let's get into it. What's going on? I'm Be Fresh, and this is part 3 and the final part of my Mewtwo custom home screen. So if you haven't already, make sure you watch the first part and the second part to get all caught up. If you're into custom home screens, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you don't miss a video. With that said, let's dive in. In this video, we're going to be adding the dark clouds to the wallpaper, and we're also going to be making shortcuts for our apps. So to get started, we're going to go over to Pro Knockout, and we're actually going to create a new sticker. So you go to sticker, so by scrolling over down here, hit sticker, and then hit the plus sign. We're going to click the clouds image, and we're going to use this one. We're going to hit auto cutout, and it's going to give you something like this. So actually what we want to do is we can just use this erase tool, or this restore tool, sorry, and we can kind of just restore some of the clouds that it deleted. Alright, so I'm going to restore a bit more, kind of give a more defined shape. Let's see. Kind of fine tune this how you see fit. What I'm going to zoom in a bit. Just kind of try to guess. That looks pretty good. So you're going to delete a little bit on this side. With this erase tool, and I'm going to erase a bit up here. I think something like that looks pretty good. Actually going to delete a little bit right here. So hit this erase and clean that up. Alright, after you have that, you hit this move tool and you can move it by using these arrows to kind of get a good view. And it looks pretty good. So right now I'm going to hit this next button at the top. And I'm going to hit the button at the top. And I'm going to save it as a sticker. It saves it as a sticker, so we go to exit and go to manager. Here we're going to click on it, and then we can rotate it. And what's cool about this, that when we move this rotate tool, it kind of snaps so that it's completely straight. And then we're going to hit background and hit replace. And the background we're going to use for this, we're going to use our original wallpaper that we created. And I believe it's here. Here it is. So you drag the sticker, we can drag it to the bottom of the screen. You can scale it up a bit. I think something like that. Looks pretty good. And now you have it here, we can hit this. Probably can't see it, but the plus symbol with the 1 is at the bottom corner. Hit that. It creates a copy of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just bring this one up somewhere about here. Looks pretty good. And then I'm going to move this layer behind this layer by going up to layers and just dragging the first layer behind the second layer. Hit done. And we hit save at the top and keep all the settings the same. Hit save to album, and there we go. So now we can apply this wallpaper by going to our photos. On that wallpaper that we just created, hit button at the bottom and hit use as wallpaper. I turn perspective zoom off by pinching the screen and then hit set. And then I'll set it as just my home screen. And that created these nice clouds at the bottom of the screen. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to add the app shortcuts to our screen. So to do that, we need to open up shortcuts. Type in shortcuts. So my shortcuts, all shortcuts. So if you haven't used shortcuts before, shortcuts basically lets you create, basically what it is, shortcuts to open up or to do different things. So if you have any like smart technology at home, you can have a button that you press to turn on your lights or so on and so forth. But for our use, we're going to use the shortcuts to open up our apps. So I'm going to create a shortcut to open up Twitter. I'm going to use shortcut to open up Facebook. And what's cool about this is that we can make it look however we want. We can give it its own icon. So we're going to do that. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to create blank shortcuts. So we're going to hit this plus sign at the top. And then I'm going to hit these three buttons, or these three circles in the top. And then I'm going to hit add to home screen. And for this one, I'm going to create one, let's call it Facebook. There we go. And then I'm going to hit this icon right next to it and hit choose photo. And for this one, I'm just going to choose, I think I'll go with this one. And I can probably scale it up a bit so that it fits in the screen. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to choose and then hit add and add it to the home screen. So we can go back and check it out. So we see that I added our app right here. So I'm going to do that again. So I don't have to leave the screen just for the purpose of this video, but if you were, you have to go, you hit done, and then you have to create a new shortcut, and then you make it go to like apps, and then you make it like open up your app store or your messages, so on and so forth. But right now I'm just making blank ones, so I could just go ahead and hit this button right here, hit add to home screen, and I'll change the name of this one to, let's say, YouTube. Alright, hit the icon, choose photo, and for this one I'll make it this one. Choose, add, do that again, add to home screen. Let's make this one Twitter, choose photo, and let's choose this photo. Add and add to home screen. Let's make this one TikTok. Choose photo and use this one. You can use any photo you want, by the way. So use this one and add to the home screen. So we go back. Check it out, and there we go. We have our 4 shortcuts here, and now we can start it on our dock, which is also 4 shortcuts, but with a little twist to it. We're not going to add a name to it so that we give it that cool look of it just being a floating Pokeball. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but first, to do that, we need to create a screenshot of this section down here. And the reason we're doing that is because the clouds behind this dock, they're all different shades. So right here, it's a bit darker than it is right here. So we're going to create a screenshot, and then we're going to create 4 copies of it, and then we're going to make it a square. So we're going to have a square of just this section, a square of just this section, right here, and right here. So then when we pick our app that goes here, we're going to just use this section of the wallpaper, and the next app, so on and so forth, so that it gives it that look. Because if you use this section right here, this is darker than light, and this is darker and this is lighter. You'll be able to see the background of the app. So we don't want that. We want it to look cool. We want it to look transparent. So right now we're going to hit the screenshot. We're going to click the photo, And here we're going to drag these handles down to that area. And make sure we get inside the dock. Over a bit. Alright, that looks pretty good to me, so we're going to hit done and save the photos. Now I'm going to go over to my photos and go to that image. I believe it's here. And I'm going to create a copy of this. So I'm going to hit this button at the bottom, hit duplicate, then create a copy, do that again, and then one more time. There we go. Now we have them 4 right here. So for this one, I'm going to make it a square, so I'm going to hit this edit, this button at the bottom, and this button here, and I'm going to hit square. And I'm going to just pinch just to make sure I have the entire height of the wallpaper. And I'm going to move this up just a tad bit. And I'm just going to use this section right here. So I'm going to hit done. Done. And now for this one, so we already have this section. We're going to make a section for here. So we're going to hit edit. Put it at the bottom. Square button. Square, pinch just to make sure I have the screen. Scroll all the way over here, but then I'm just going to just move it here, and that should be good. You probably can't see, but I did move the wallpaper over a bit, so we're going to hit done. And done. Do the same thing for this side. Hit edit. Put here. Square, pinch, scroll it to this side, but then I'm just going to move my finger this way and just get this side, so hit done. And then the last one, we're going to get this edge over here, so I'm going to hit the edit, this one, this button here, square, pinch the screen, move all the way over to the side, hit done. There we go. So now we can open up Pro Knockout. And go out of here. And we can create a sticker of the Mewtwo ball. So we're gonna go over, click that Mewtwo ball, and this looks pretty good. And this auto cutout should be perfect, which it is, which is awesome. So we're going to hit the next, and we're going to save it as a sticker. We're going to hit exit and go to manager. Now here we're going to click the photo, and we're going to change the background. So for this one, so hit background and hit replace. So for this one, we're going to choose that very first one that we created. So the very first background. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we click this one, and then now we can scale this up. We can click it and then hit this button right here, and it scales it up and it centers it at the same time, which is perfect. So we're going to hit save, and there we go. And we're going to save it to our album. Now we just hit this check mark or hit this arrow. And then all we have to do here is just change the background. So we hit background, hit replace, and we use this one first. Now we're going to use this one. And when we do that, it kind of shifts the image for some reason. So all we have to do is hit the image again and hit this button at the bottom to center it. Hit save, and then save the album. Do that again, go back, hit background, hit replace, choose the third image, so 1, 2, 3, click the image, center it, hit save, and then hit save the album. finally go back, hit background, replace, and the fourth image is this one. Click the image, center it, hit save, save the album. There we go. Now if you go back to our Shortcuts app, we go over and add the shortcut. So I'm gonna quickly explain how I do this. So it'll be kind of tough to kind of know which app you're tapping down here in your dock. So kind of just put apps that you know and you always use. So and apps that you always have placed where they are. So for this one, I normally have maybe like my mail, and then the second app is like my phone. Third app is my Safari, and then the last app is my messages. So that's kind of order I like to keep it. So then I kind of know which app is which by not even seeing the name of it. So do something that you're familiar with or whatever. So to do that, we're gonna go over to Shortcuts. So we're gonna go back to Shortcuts. We're gonna hit Add to Home Screen. We're gonna hit these new shortcuts, and then here we could just delete the name by hitting this X, and then click the photo, choose photo, and this will be the very first one, which is this one. And we hit choose, and hit add. Gonna do that again, hit add to home screen, delete the name, choose photo, choose the second one, which is this one, hit choose, add to home screen, delete the name, choose photo, click the third one, add, and then finally add to home screen, delete the name, choose photo, and select the last image, choose, and add. Alright, now we get done and we can go back. And these are our widgets, so back. And these are our shortcuts, so we can go down and we can drag it down to our dock. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. You probably can't see where you are, but like looking at it, you cannot see any outline of the background, so that looks pretty neat. And that pretty much finishes up this video. I'm actually going to go ahead and move this widget over here. I think that looks better. Hit done. You can add other widgets to the screen by just clicking and holding on the screen and hit the plus sign. Here you can add any other app you want. You can add my music. So I'm going to add a small music widget, so add widget. And for this one, I'm just going to drag it on top of this widget and hit done. So you can have your main, oh, it shifted a bit, so I'm going to move it back up. Here. And this back over here. So I kind of like it this way because like you have your main screen like this, and then if you want to get quickly go to your music app, you can go swipe up and your music app. You can have your weather app here, anything else you want, your fantasy football, any other app that supports widgets, you can apply to these and stack them on top. You can stack, I'm not sure how many, but you can stack quite a few on top of each other if you need to. So thank you for watching. Catch you later.